Good evening, Busy Bees. It's Friday, January 30th, 2026. Yes, I look crazy. I had a medical procedure today, but that's it. We're going to continue with the news. Journalist Don Lemon and three other independent black reporters were arrested while covering events in Minnesota, specifically the event where protesters were in a church and they began asking questions. Why were they arrested and detained after the prosecutor was like, there's not enough evidence to charge these people with? But here's Pam Bondi and her DOJ coming in, trying to punish people for freedom of the press and freedom of speech. This needs to be paid a lot of attention to, as we are being censored, and they want to censor those voices against us. This is also a warning to black people and people of color. Shut up and comply. Stop complaining and let us murder who we want to. Federal authorities released additional documents related to the Jeffrey Epstein files and investigations. Epstein survivors issued a public statement responding to the latest disclosures. One survivor alleged that Ghislaine Maxwell introduced her to Donald Trump. Trump has previously denied wrongdoing, but we know that this is not the truth. The handwriting is on the wall, and they are in protection mode. The survivors are coming out contradicting all of this information and abuses that happened to them as children. What are we gonna do, right? What else can we do to get this information out there? The Donald Trump the association or regime is effectuating and actively fighting these files being released. You know, they tend to redact the perpetrators' names and not their survivors. That's another complaint of survivors. And they all should sue. I mean, at this point, if a sitting president can sue the Treasury Department for $10 billion, so should everyone else, right? There's no conflict of interest there, because if the Treasury Department settles this lawsuit and they don't disclose what was paid to Donald Trump, and that's under seal, well, there you have it. Trump names replacement for Jerome Powell. President Trump announced a new nominee to replace Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell. The administration said this election reflects the shift in economic policy priorities, or the person who's going to just do whatever Donald Trump dictates to him, or in other words, dictate what Stephen Miller and Project 2025 creators and that agenda is going to dictate to him. Lindsey Graham placed a procedural hold on a federal spending package. The move has delayed negotiations ahead of key funding deadlines. Graham cited concerns over budget provisions and national security funding. Senate leaders are continuing talks to resolve an impasse. This as Democrats again capitulated and said, yeah, no, we struck a deal. Why is it that one person can throw a wrench into all of this, but the Democrats can't? Do you see how Tom Tillis, Lindsey Graham say, you know what, we're not going to do this. We're going to delay everything. Why shouldn't we delay with these procedural rules also? I'm just saying. I'm sure this is not everything, but this is what I can muster up to talk about right now. So stay smart, stay safe, stay informed, like, share, and follow if you can.